Hello YouTube world, it's Gary here. We just thought we'd share some lessons that Skybald have learned in a world where we can't gig live. Now for Skybald, that's a big deal. We're a live band that really love entertaining crowds of people and having a fun time doing it ourselves. And we've not been able to do that since March, which was our last gig. We gigged in Stoke-on-Trent City Centre at the Underground on the 18th of March. And literally the day after that, I decided to work from home. And I've been doing so ever since. I've only left a handful of times. The band hasn't met since the gig that we had over half a year ago. But obviously we're still doing things and we've learned some lessons, we've made mistakes and moved forward as a band as a result. And I just thought we'd share that because it's really interesting. I think it will be helpful to other bands and just it's interesting in general. Basically what we found happened is at the start of March and through to April, bands couldn't gig. And what all bands and all bands dogs and all bands dogs side projects thought would be great was that they'd release their own material. So people couldn't gig, so they were like, we've got to do something. And everyone released a song at the same time. I noticed that my Facebook feed through March and the beginning of April was jammed full of other people's songs. And most of these bands I'd never even heard of. And they were all releasing stuff and they were all sponsoring their ads and pushing them heavily on Facebook. And we did the same. And what happened was that they all kind of cancelled each other out. And we noticed, basically, we released a song called Infallible. It's a song that we wrote years and years and years ago. We recorded in the studio about a year and a half, 2 years ago. We were really proud of it. We recorded a live video at our penultimate gig before everything stopped. We released a live video, we released the song on Spotify, and it kind of died. We weren't expecting it to do so. We normally have like a certain number of views and likes that we get off the back of every song. We just did nothing with it. It went out and we did everything the same, but it wasn't the success that we hoped for. And there are two possible reasons that happened. One was that we released a grunge song about, like a depressing grunge song about like school shootings at the start of a national or international crisis and trauma that people didn't want to listen to. That could be one of them. But I think the other thing is that basically everyone was doing it and everyone cancelled each other out. So initially we were like, well, okay, we can't release songs and we can't gig. What else can we do? We thought, well, let's do something a bit different. Let's record a song in lockdown. We do actually have a back catalogue of songs pre-recorded, but we thought, well, we want to do something together as a band. So we took one of our older songs that we occasionally play live called Kamikaze Pilots. And I thought, well, that's a relatively simple song. Let's record that in lockdown. Just as something to do as a band to keep us sane, to keep us in contact and make sure that we're still doing something. So normally, as a band, we go into the studio that we use in Newcastle-under-Lyme near Stoke, and we record in a proper kitted out studio with treated rooms with like acoustic isolation and stuff. But we didn't do that this time because we couldn't go there. We recorded everything at home. So like for my guitars, I literally plugged my guitar into this iPhone and used Positive Grid Bias, which is an app that basically emulates different amps. And I recorded my guitar that way. And John did something similar with his Korg Katana amp and recorded his guitar parts in his bedroom. Phil recorded his bass directly into his iPhone, and his vocals, including all of the different harmonies, he actually recorded using a hands-free kit directly into his phone. So no professional microphones were used, no guitar amps were used. In fact, the only microphone was literally a hands-free kit. And Matty recorded his drums as MIDI notes into EasyDrummer, and so there wasn't even a drum kit used. The only instruments used were guitars and basses directly into phones, and it sounded great. Like we mixed it properly, and it sounded great. So what we thought was, well, okay, we've done that. Let's try something a bit different then, rather than just releasing a song into the ether. Let's try and engage people a little bit. And so we thought, well, okay, let's put out a message asking for people to submit video footage of them dancing to our song, and we'll edit it together with footage of us playing in our houses in isolation and see what happens. And we expected that we'd probably get our wives and girlfriends and mums to do stuff, and that will be the extent of it, and we'll see what would happen. But we put out the message, and we were really surprised. We got messages from people that we'd never met in places we've never been, saying, "Oh yeah, that sounds fun. I'll do that." And we tapped into this kind of sense that people want to be a part of a community. People want to do something interesting and reach out and do something collaboratively with other people. People can't go places, but they still want to be social. Humans are social beings, and we want to be social. And yeah, we got some amazing footage of people rocking out at home to our song, which is just awesome and enjoyable. We edited it together, and we thought, well, we're pretty happy with that. So we put it out, just thinking, this is our song. Maybe these people will share it. And it kind of was our most successful song so far, which we weren't expecting. We were especially after what happened with Infallible, we were expecting to release the song and for it to just sit there. But at the moment, it's the most successful song that we've had. It had like 60 likes on Facebook, and we got 200 likes on our Facebook account off the back of that video, which is crazy. That's really cool. And it's reinvigorated the band. It's reinvigorated Skybald. It's made us realise that there's things we can do, that people still want music, and that people still want to be a part of something. People still want some community. So, yeah, we've had messages from people that we've never met saying, "Oh, I really love your band." Like, people reaching out that we've never met before, that have found us off the back of that video, and they've gone, "Oh yeah, Kamikaze Pilots was a fun song, but you've got lots of other songs that I love as well." And so off the back of the success of Kamikaze Pilots, we actually had people that we've never met before reach out and say, "We really liked your song. We want to know about other songs that you have that you're going to be releasing. Basically, have you got anything else?" And yes, we do. Before we stopped gigging, I think we recorded in total 5 of the songs that we play live. I think there's 3 or 4 of them left to release. And of them, we've got another 3 that we've also got live videos for as well, like professional soundboard audio. And so at some point over the next few months, we're going to be releasing 1 at a time of them. The next challenge for us is that we've got to find a way of safely recording music videos for them, because you don't just want to release a song on its own. You want some visuals to go with it. So we're trying to figure that out at the moment. But really, we've learned 2 really important lessons. The first is that maybe right now is not the time to be releasing depressing grunge songs about school shootings. So if you've got any depressing grunge songs about school shootings, maybe hold back, maybe wait till next March before you release that. But the other thing is that people still want music. People still want to feel connected with other people. We, at the moment, live in a world where we can't go and meet with friends and families at gigs, but we still want to consume music as a community. And so whilst the temptation might be to wait until things are more normal before you release songs, or wait till you're building to a gig, I don't think that's the appropriate thing to do right now. I think the appropriate thing to do right now is to release songs, to talk with new people. There's never been a better time in history than right now, with the tools that things like Facebook and YouTube provide you, to be able to distribute your new music to millions of people. And so I think musicians need to do that right now, get things out there, and meet new people. Like, we have gone from having, I think, 350 likes on Facebook at the start of this situation to now 650 likes on Facebook. So that's almost twice the number of people that are kind of listening to what we're doing on Facebook. And to a large extent, that's because we've continued doing things when other people maybe haven't. And so, yeah, just change the way you're doing things, but don't stop doing things just because you can't gig. Don't hold back thinking that it will be better if you can do this when you build up to a gig. People want music. Give them music. Yeah, we've also been doing other things as well. So I've been experimenting with the guitar at the moment, kind of trying to think of different ways of doing things, and I've actually come up with what might be another kind of song that we'll record in lockdown, a nice stripped back acoustic song. Because even though we're a metal band, it doesn't mean we can't do some nice soft acoustic stuff too. And so yeah, like I think now is the time to create and collaborate via kind of distance communication. Still release things. We're going to continue to be doing that for the foreseeable future. And then when things do open up again, we've gone from 350 likes to 650 likes. Hopefully, when we gig in the new year, which it looks like it's more likely that will be in the new year, when we gig, we're hoping that we're going to be bringing more people. We're going to be a bigger band then than we were at the start of all of this, and a bigger community as well. And so yeah, like the lesson is get out there, give people music, communicate with people electronically if you can't do it at a gig. Kind of keep doing what you're doing because people want it. People have a thirst for art and social communication right now. And if we can do that with music, awesome. But yeah, so hopefully this video is going to, or I say hopefully, this video is going to be the start of more updates. We've realised that YouTube can be a lot more than just an online repository of all our videos. So we're going to be doing updates, hopefully not just me talking in my annoyingly posh voice, but the other guys, Matty, John, Phil, hopefully we'll all be kind of contributing, explaining a little bit more about what we're doing as a band, and yeah, kind of keep the content coming. Thanks very much for listening. If you got this far, please do listen to our songs. If you want to support live music, if you want to support us as a band, you can check us out on Spotify. There's links in the description. Subscribe, like the video. If you found the lessons that we've provided in this video useful, please do share them with other people you know. And yeah, keep writing music, keep releasing music, and come back and hear me ramble next time. Cheers, guys. Love you.